Sanibonani, Dumelang. My name is Karabo Dynamite Nyalungu. Welcome to my channel. I call myself the leadership that led the leader to the leading lead. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And to everyone who is a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I haven't done this in a while. A proper sit down. I feel like a lot of my videos are punchy. They are, to the point. They are entertaining. And we don't really get to hear and have a conversation with Karabo. And I say that because a lot of my videos are to advise, are to reprimand, are to call to order. And that requires a certain level of energy. I'm meeting you here and I need you to hear me and I need you to start taking yourself seriously and all of that. But now I want us to connect at a more human level, and I hope this goes well. I'll be sharing with you a few things that have been going through my mind, and I haven't really shared on public platforms because some of them I've gone through. And when you go through something, I like allowing myself the grace to go through it without putting pressure on myself to record it or but yeah, it's things that not too hectic, but it's pointers, it's epiphanies, it's beautiful things, beautiful realizations as well. Sometimes it's realizations of things you have already went through and it's kind of too late to change for a particular situation, but moving forward you are geared up and you know better, right? I've recently turned 23 and for some reason I feel like there's alignment. Is it alignment? The puzzle is fitting for me to be 23 and having the mindset that I have now. It's very early stages. I mean, in a week I can feel like no. My mind is over 30-year old and but for some reason I just feel, I don't know, there's just a shift that happened that said to me, now you can start taking life seriously. And I think it's because I've been engaging with people whom I thought I'd never engage with, at levels I never thought I would engage with, with them at levels which I knew I was capable, just not now. But when these things happen now, you realize that actually, no. Actually, wake up, girl, you've got serious potential. Start taking it seriously. And projects, there were things I've been postponing, and I sort of went into unintentionally, but they've went to show me, no. Actually, this is exactly how it was supposed to pan out, because sometimes you wait for the perfect time, you wait for the perfect resources, you wait for quite a lot of things to make sense. And funny enough, this comes from me, but I've always preached that you don't have to have plan C, just believe in plan A, do what you need to do for plan A to work. If it doesn't work, do the next right thing that, is needed after plan A, even if it goes south. Amid that chaos, what's the next right thing? And from that, keep doing the next right thing until you figure it out, right? Anyway, yes, so I needed to trust myself, start taking myself more seriously, even in the context of romantic relationships. I think I undermine, for someone who invests so much in their personal development, in their self education, in their emotional well being, and all of that, I tend to undermine my capabilities of attracting people in particular leagues. So there are people whom I get surprised. Oh, serious, wampona, in that way, in that lens. And at first it was scary. I mean, I will naturally attract older men because of exposure, because of I wouldn't say experience, but because of the things that interest me, because of what impresses me, because of the level of things I engage, the things I engage with, and at what level, and also because of being around groups of men, because there was a time in my life where I was around men and for work purposes, and you realize that not all that glitters is gold. So me, I thought, hey, as a group. And then you realize individually labora mara la Kenya, and I'll speak about it just soon. But what I'm trying to say that I often downplayed, even okay, few months ago, my with women is different, with women is different, and gents also have it differently. Women will naturally attract older men, right? And there will be interest from older men to engage younger girls, or for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be even romantic or a biang biang, but for older women to be attracted to younger guys, it's not that often. So the exposure we have to a particular class of men, it's an exposure they don't have, the gents don't have to a particular to women in that class. So that changes a lot in a woman's preferences. When you realize, oh, hey, engage a 30-year-old, and it's not even sexual engagement. No, we're not there yet. But intellectual stimulation, it's ticked. Sense of humor, it's there. You feel comfortable with this person. You can be yourself around this person. And the gap doesn't look like the gap. Oh, it's a passage, a small passage, And if you're from Kasi, you're fine with passages. So it's that, and you realize, oh, Rawa, man, okay, so if I can engage people like this, even in professional setups, there are people whom who are about okay bulldozer. Yeah, you don't just here you calculate your words, but when you see yourself engage with them at a level where there's mutual respect for each other, for what you have to say, there's value in what they have to say to you, there's consideration in how things are packaged. In a professional setting, anything you say in a different tone can be taken out of context, or easily taken personal and all of that. But when you see yourself being able to get into those spaces with people whom are way older, or people whom in the hierarchy of work titles are farther than you, it's validating. I don't want to lie, it is, because now it shows you this thing that you think you want is not that far-fetched, and that's what I'm realizing this year. It's been a difficult year financially, but damn, it's been an amazing year experience-wise. This is the year that, funny enough, I've had to experience very good things I thought, hey, I know at some point I wanted to go to Cape Town. I didn't think it was gonna be now this year, when I don't have 1, 2, 3, or when life is showing me 1, 2, 3 flames, So it's that. So yes, I doubted my ability to attract people who are way older, and yet in having the same mindset, values, and what as me. So much so that when it happened, it shocked my system, because I feel when you are in a particular place for a long time, you get so accustomed to whoever is in that place. Like, you have that thing, I know them. I've seen them all, and in different capacities. You could have seen them as classmates, as rest mates, as whatever mates, as society mates, as so much so that you're not impressionable anymore. And then now when you go into places where you are not comfortable, it's not your comfort zone and all of that, now you are seriously challenged. But met, at the level that you at, elevated, you learn something yay, there's open minds there. It's your grounds, it's grounds that are welcoming to the kind of person that you are. And not to say in the spaces I'm in, there's no people like that. In all spaces, you'll be shocked. There'll always be different kinds of people. Let's just say the ratios of who I'm meeting and those kind of people are not balancing, right? So because of that, then you realize that my vetting has to be more intentional. Because now, yes, you are meeting this kind of groups in your comfort zone spaces. And then you get into spaces where you realize you are challenged. It's very easy to use that as a standard for the next person in your life in a form of a romantic partner, to say, no, 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 because I haven't been meeting people who engage me at this level. And I think I spoke about this before. Because I haven't been meeting people who are engaging me at this level. Now when I see this first one, yo, you overvalue them. Yay, And I did that, and it broke me in the past where, because you are bringing in something I've been lacking, I feel, then therefore things have to work out. Pela, when you're not just like the people I'm meeting, you are different, you engage me, you get my jokes. So because you get my jokes, we must share common value. Like, I sort of came in with the mentality that everything else is inherent, because you go so long without something. And the mistake that we make, and there's a guy called Matthew Hussey who's helped me virtually. I don't know the guy in person, virtually, to get over these things, And this lady, Lisa Bilyeu, married to Tim Bilyeu. And yeah, man, I've been just immersing myself in their content, right? So they have taught me to structure my life in a way that even when I meet the one thing I've been looking for, it doesn't become my everything. It doesn't make me ignore everything else and the wholesomeness of my life and then embrace it for no. Like, yes, look for what you are looking for, but be happy enough. Create a life that makes you happy enough that you are able to still pinpoint the red flags that may come from this one thing whom you thought, because it's not here and it's here, it must work, You are able to still spot it. Like, don't be so smitten and taken aback so much that you are so blinded to everything else, because the first thing they brought to you was the one thing you've been looking for in a guy. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but you are smart. I'm making sense. Yo, out on board. Anyway, so yes, I've had to adjust to that, and I'm so glad though that this time my realization of that didn't come through pain. Because when you meet someone who embodies the type of qualities you are looking for, it's very easy to overlook certain things that are needed to make a relationship work. Ne? So yes, they may have attributes, and Matthew Hussey says this, that we value attributes over behavior. So yes, at face value, I may be this hardworking, confident, ambitious person, but my behavior to you, if I'm not responding in 3 days, and I come back in 7 days, after 7 days, telling you the same thing in the same energy, making promises I don't keep, and I'm out here just not being consistent and all of that, what are you valuing? We tend to still look at, no, overall, he's confident, he's ambitious, and he's hardworking. But how does the person show up to you? They don't communicate. They are not consistent. They don't keep their promises. Honestly, is that the kind of person you want to be in a relationship with? And because they embody something also that you may have not had in your peers or in the people that you meet on a daily basis, because of that, you extend grace unnecessarily for such people. And Matthew Hussey says, no, still be happy enough to call it to order when it happens to the one person whom you thought or you didn't expect it from, So don't be so, hey, taken. And then it got me to question the dream. Remember I spoke about a dream I had of being one of the disky divas. I so badly wanted to be a footballer's girlfriend, and that was because I was exposed to footballers. But more than anything, my exposure to football was through Tiger Boys, Zone 14, right? Tiger Boys and Stellar Stars. And in hindsight, I'm realizing, that was Kaizer Chiefs and Pirates. But hey, and that soapy took us into the lifestyles of footballers, like what happens at the clubhouse, what happens when this one scores and this one is injured, what happens when a striker is replaced unexpectedly, what happens when a player has a beef with a coach, and all of that. So naturally, now when I look at football, I was not going to look at whether it's a foul, it's an offside. I learned those things when I wanted to get into football broadcasting. When I was 19, that's when I took the initiative to learn what is a foul, what is an offside, what makes it an offside, penalty. 19 years. So from the time, Tiger Boys, and the times I had friends in academies, and the time I was looking at the wrong things. I was looking at the lifestyle, not to say wrong things, but it was things that immaterial, irrelevant, you were looking at, no. So naturally, when I watched football, it was more about the person than the sport, that's before I turned 19. It was more about the person than the sport. It was about their lifestyle, whether I see them on Instagram, the kind of car they drive, and that was because the life that I saw, nakibonebo gravele, ko zone 14, bobo bazooka, never mbashitse nyana, man, bafana ba Tiger Boys never sna all of that. Bo sting ebile ke no ka reng na tsoganyana tlhapa school, So I didn't know a footballer's life could be as what my reality showed me through my friends. It was, you go to Japan, you play for Bafana. Obviously, I'm a Gluk and I'm a Jita and I'm a Jimbos, the younger ones. What? You do this, it can get you that, Your clubhouse is different. Oh my God. So that was interesting. They tackled you like this, and this tackle is the same one as, hey, Tapelo Morena's tackle. That almost, it was not that. It was not that. So you understand, naturally, you get attracted to the wrong things. And I'm glad I got to a point where I got over those things, and I got to be in spaces with footballers, and got over, I thought, where it's, and then you realize in hindsight with growth, also with personal development, when you engage with people for who they are and not what they have and what their statuses are, you realize, all these things are immaterial. It doesn't change how I look at you as a friend because now you play for Orlando Pirates. I'm not going to be the extra fan in your life to exert pressure or know you. When you come to me, my friend, you must look like that. No, you see? So it brought then me to question that dream. Right? To say that, okay, fine, let's look at your life right now. Let's say for whatever reason, when you want to be with a footballer and you end up with it, do you think you are going to be fulfilled? And not just a footballer, let's say anyone famous, you with a Lawrence Maleka, impossible, that guy, Ring of Lies, the boxer. In that story, Caesar in Miseducation right now. I don't know his other characters. But man, he's, that guy. Is it really the kind of person you want to be with? And not to say there's anything wrong with them, but there's something wrong with you. This is me talking to myself. There's something wrong with you when you're gonna see a Sipho Chain's performance. Sipho Chain's performance in the MTN 8 final. You see how brilliant that was? You see that. And you conclude from that, I want him to be my life partner. Awuni perhaps. Yes, he's brilliant. But I don't think it's Sipho Chain that you want to be with. It is the version of him that shows up in an MTN 8 final against Sundowns that you want to be with him. So that's him at his best. I don't think it's Lawrence Malek that you want to be your life partner. It is the version of him that is going to host the Summers and the Saftas and the Mzansi Viewers Choice Hour. That is what is attracting you to his life. And you make a conclusion that you want that as a life partner. That's unfair. You're not doing justice to yourself, even to him, even to your own standards and your sanity, because you're choosing a version of him, a part of him, which is most likely the best part of him. And from that, you conclude that I want this for myself. You are not justified in saying you want him, waiting. So I had to understand that, no, girl, it's okay to say you have a crush on someone. That's basically it. Because crush to me now means I don't have enough in my disposal to conclude whether this is love and I want you in my life. I'm just saying, from how I've seen you play that role, Caesar Komi seduction, from how I've seen you play that role, Zolani, from how I've seen you score that goal, Kanyisa Mayo, from that, I think I have a thing for you. It just makes something tick. You know, I like that. I'm not sure if I like the version of you that has to read scripts and prepare for that role or go to auditions and they come sometimes not successful. I am not sure if I am ready to date the version of you that has to train while the rest of the team is leaving after train hours, when you have to take extra training. The version of you that will compromise or sacrifice certain days and certain dates of hours so that he can go to gym and keep fit to be called for a national team call. I'm not sure if I am ready, so there's layers to these things. The version of him that's in the PSL is very attractive. It's very easy for me to say, hey, me, I want to date Innocent Maela, or any other person. I'm trying to use people I know here. I want to date Terence Mashiu. It's very easy, given he's at Sundowns. And what happens when this particular player that you're so head over heels about goes to the NFD? And we know how players are exploited in the NFD, yeah? The paycheck is very different. Not only that, conditions are very different. Not only that, there's mindset that goes to... when a player is loaned from a big club to a smaller club, that does something to them mentally. Are you ready to be the person to support this player through all of that? When you just want the glory days, we all do. we all do. So it's okay to say you have a crush. Nothing wrong with that. And I think because I've always been leadership advocate, I've always, held myself to a particular standard that was also prisoning for me. I felt I'm not allowed to have crushes, to say I just like that guy and it's a crush and it's fine. I don't think I allowed myself that grace. But now I'm like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, dude, I have a crush on you. And it doesn't have to be a pursuable crush. Me saying I have a crush on you, it's like I watch you for 90 minutes, you do your thing, and I'm impressed. That's it. I don't have to DM you. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to meet. Me, I'm not slay queen, If I had a slay queen mentality, of course I was going to hunt you and get you and put myself in places where I know no maranjani, footballers go there and be there. I was going to, take all... But otherwise, I can watch you and it's grand. The movie you did on Netflix and I watched it, that it's okay. If I can tweet to say, my brah, you killed that role, that's fine. I don't need to meet up with you. I don't need to, because I feel people don't know what they're signing up for. You just want people based on the best versions of them that you are seeing. Not questioning, am I able to coexist with the reality of who this person is? Whether or not that reality is good or bad, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, depth. You can say you saw Lyle Foster scoring for Burnley. Then, therefore, Lyle Foster is the partner I want in my life. No, guys. No, guys. He also has needs that you won't see on the pitch. He also has preferences that you won't see on the pitch. Honey, he also has goals. He's got, there's more to him than who he is on the pitch. What he does on the pitch is him working. You see the version of that and you conclude who you wanted for your entire life. You don't know enough to conclude that. He's got responsibilities you may not know about. He's got... guys, when you see that version and you conclude that I want this person in my life. And it's not just with people who've got status. Right? It's even with people who've got financial security. And then you see that and you assume if you've got financial security, it means you are a good communicator. It means you will put me first. It means you will make time for me. No, he can have that and only that. He can have the looks and it's just that. You know? But you need to find out. You need to. But you can't say because I saw you swiping at Gucci, then therefore I want you as a part. That's slay queen mentality. That's slay queen mentality because the things that are going to nurture a relationship, it is not only the seasons of him that make him footballer of the season. It is not only the moments in his life that make him win a SAFTA award. It is not only the moments in his life, if he's an executive somewhere, that makes him win a bargaining executive member of the year. It is the nights that he spends creating whatever, orchestrating things there, offering on the computer, just so he can submit that report and meet deadlines at work. It is the extra hours that he puts in when the rest of the team says, guys, it's chayile. Yena, he goes in elsewhere to a virginity for hours to invest in the kind of player that he sees himself to be in future. It is the amount of times that he comes back from an audition that was a no. It didn't turn out good, but petrol was invested there. It didn't turn out good, but preparations were invested there. And because of that, he feels the need that, no, I need to change how I present my monologue and all of. Are you ready to be there? Are you ready to be welcoming, nurturing, collaborating, growing? All the ings with that version of him too. Because it's not only the glory days that you see. And I'm so glad that we've gotten so mature. I see it with a lot of my footballer friends where they realize, when are you here because I play for Cape Town City? You here because I play for Amazulu. You hear, they pick it up so well, and sometimes they use it to their advantage to get whatever they want, but that's neither here or there. But I'm saying there should be depth. As banyana ba tlhaloganya, right? And I say that because and I had to encounter this in a different space. It wasn't in football or anything like that. But I realized, no. I still have to check every other thing that makes a relationship functional is there. Every other thing that I value in my life, and it's a core value, is met. Every other need that I may have is met. If there are things that I need to compromise, it's not things that are going to be to my detriment. Check those that you don't go around looking for the one thing you haven't been getting elsewhere, and when you get it, it shocks your entire system. It can be that. You still need to have the composure to say, okay, you coming right. You coming all right. Okay, there's this. There's layers to you. You also believe in that. You like that movie. Give yourself the time to conclude a certain relationship in conclusion. Allow the person to show you who they are. Allow the person to layer down. Don't be so obsessed with finding a companion, so much so that you disregard every other thing that's gonna make sure that relationship is a healthy one. You don't want to hey guys, when you get into a relationship, you must be enhanced, right? If anything, you must be better off than being single. So you can't be there only for your mental health to be tested every day, only for. So let's do that. So as a result of that, what I thought and have been thinking is intentional vetting had to expand. To say, no, when I speak about intentional vetting, it's not just looking at the attributes of a person and finding someone who's going to meet that and fit that. Intentional vetting also requires me to go a step further to say, no. Okay, fine, you've got what I think I want in face value. Because there's what you want at face value, and then there's you having to engage with a person that has what you claim you want, right? So yes, you may have all these qualities that I've been telling my friends, but you still need to be a healthy version you still need to be a healthy human to coexist with me in a relationship setup, right? Do I feel valued in this relationship? Do I feel I've got an opinion? Do I feel heard? Do I feel seen? All those things. Do I feel this growth? And that again is another layer of filtering. Because again, you working on yourself, you being whoever you are and however you are going to attract people. Not only the kind of people that you work yourself towards attracting, or the kind of people that you have a type for. The kind of people that are your type, not only the kind of people that you are looking for, you become attractive to everyone. It is therefore, and you will be surprised who thinks they stand a chance to be with you. And nothing wrong with that, right? But it is you that gets to decide and filter out, who do I give my attention to? Who do I give a chance to? It is not getting inherent that because you are this kind of person, you've done this work on yourself, you will attract people who will be a fit right there, right? You get to choose who of the people who look like a fit gets to eventually make it. Even people who are a fit at face value may not be a fit to coexist with, may not be a fit to healthily function around, So it is another getting standard added to you and another responsibility, because I had conversations with a few of my friends, and I think this came from me and another one of them to say that, why do I keep attracting this and this kind of people? I've been single for some time, but it seems the people that approach me are people who have something in common. It's either people with partners, it's either people with, I don't know, children, it's either people who are going through something mentally, or and Matthew Hussey makes you realize that for you to pick up that why everyone who's coming to me, okare unali, some sort of a problem or a commonality with the people I've been with, for you to pick up that is an indication that is the kind of group of people you entertain. Because if you didn't entertain, you wouldn't even bother whether you are single, or you have a partner, or you have a child, or you have, it wouldn't be a flag to you. It is a flag because you entertain them. I don't think everyone who comes to you is someone with all these things that look like a common denominator. But you notice those ones because you entertain them. Right? So again, responsibility to you. You will be attractive to a whole lot of people. Luena self, there will be people who you find attractive, whom you are not what they are looking for. But it is your responsibility to remind yourself, okay, fine, yes, you may have 1, 2, 3, which I value so much, but another core value you don't have is X. And I don't think we can function without X. So thorough vetting had to change meaning to me. Intentional vetting had to go far beyond attributes and perception from social media, because on social media we are all potentials, right? But it had to go beyond that, which is now what made me then to say the things you said you wanted. Now when I look at you and the kind of people whom you claimed you wanted as your teenager self, you wanted to be a girlfriend to a footballer. Fine, let's talk about that, right? And let's talk about where you are and where they are right now. How many of them can you hold a conversation with? Not only a soccer player, an actor, a presenter, a dancer, whoever. How many of them can you hold a conversation with? Let's not even go far as kissing. Hold a conversation with. What kind of conversation would that be? Do you meet each other at the right level of mental stimulation? Do you have the capacity to mentally stimulate them before they have it for you? When self, are you what they say they're looking for? And I look at that in terms of understanding that there are people whom the friendship must just be virtual. Because honestly, if we meet, beyond us taking a picture, there's nothing to talk about. Not because I go to school and you go to work, but because the interests that we have, the things that our worlds are just so different. So much so that the things you're going to talk about, they're either going to bore me or make me think I need to reduce certain parts of myself, or bore you, or make you think you need to reduce certain parts of you. Like, beyond us taking a picture. Lento ayikho. And because I'm not a slay queen, I mean, slay queen, it doesn't matter. I'll thunderthize my way through. But when you are intentional about having a relationship, guys, you need to be honest. Okay, fine. So hlangana and so tatis tombe. After uktatis tombe and ordering the food that we're gonna eat. Gunani, kuseleni. And I'm saying that because on the pitch, you won't see that. In the 90 minutes that he plays on the pitch, you won't see that. In the 40 minutes of Netflix that he gets to be featured on, you won't see that. So if you don't know what makes this person tick, what do we have similar interests, what the day what brought you in goes away, the whole thing is gone. The day Netflix says we are retrenching, the whole thing is gone. The day Pirates or Sundown says we are loaning you to an NFT thing, the whole thing is gone. So you can't say then, when you see someone doing very well, and they work very hard, these people, you somehow want to take all of that and say, then therefore, perfect partner. No, there's not even a perfect partner. Suitable candidate. No. So before a suitable candidate, assess all the things that you claim you want for a relationship, a functional, healthy one. Assess whether this person can give that to you. If they can, by any means, let's go there and support and buy those tickets when the movie premieres and buy those tickets when they play and, make means to travel provinces to support them, knowing that the day they make it to NFD or MDC, you are still there and you will be there. And it is not the status of them being in the PSL that keeps you there. Do things that or even in the day that they say you've had an injury, I'll still be there. So the things that need to keep you there are things that you won't see on the pitch. The things that are going to keep you there are things that character won't show you. Remember, even worse for actors, it's a character. It's someone else, it's not him. But the him, it must be one that is functional for you to conclude to say, okay, functional with you, functional to coexist with you. For you to say, okay, let's hear it, And sometimes you realize, I like this person, but not so much for him to be my romantic partner. And at the level that I like him, even the little of him that I get to engage with, he will make a good godfather to my kids. They can be that. He can be an uncle. He doesn't have to be your boyfriend. He can be Malako, and that's it. Be satisfied. Knowing that whoever, guys, brag about the kind of person you choose to bring as your life. You can't just. So when you choose her, it's gonna be Lawrence Malek. Let it be for the right reasons. So that what we know to be Lawrence Malek, shall it happen that it's threatened and it's not there, you are still there dating the human that is Lawrence Malek, the human that is Kanyisa Mayo, the human that is whoever and whoever. That's it. And again, having to indulge in this kind of content with Matthew Hussey and Lisa Pilu made me understand concepts like leverage. So, yes, I'm a finance student. Leverage means something different to me. But now there's ambiguity. How leverage go which one? What do you mean? Because there are instances where you see yourself starting something lemoto and then it does not go anywhere. But all of a sudden, you were going well, you thought you were going well, and something happens. There's certain things that make you not to have enough leverage to be asking certain things. For instance, for you to be demanding of quality time, or demanding of whatever, capacity will always matter. If you don't have a defined capacity to say this is what we are doing, you don't have leverage, the leg to stand on, to question, why is it that you're not that consistent with me? What's happening? You know? And in an early stage where someone is trying to court and all of that, and they're not doing that, it's easy to bounce and not entertain and, close ship. But when you think, or your page of the book says we are building something, but his actions are not feeding into that, and you have not defined the relationship, you've got no leverage at all. And they may not like you. What do you mean? What are we? Like, what do you mean you want my time? I never said I'm your girlfriend, your boyfriend. So understand and question yourself. Okay, now that I'm seeing a few things I'm unhappy about, do I have the leverage? Because for you to be heard and for you to be getting taken seriously, you need to have the leverage. You need to have the leverage. If this person doesn't care about you to even come back to you, no, the day he comes back, start it there. No, my bra. The man and now you're gonna go missing and expect the same energy from me after coming 7 days later, and it's not gonna work. I don't appreciate it. You set your things there. You've got leverage. I get his back. Manje, while he's still there, and you say Murena, hey Murena. Good luck. No, I go tell you, I was also there. Don't worry. So I got you understand. Oh, leverage. Oh, my flashlight. Anyway, we're gonna continue regardless. All right. So yes, leverage, and then scarcity mindset. Yo, guys, like these are things. When I heard this man talk about, I felt I was once that girl. Scarcity mindset is basically thinking you can't do better than whoever is the current option or potential option, right? So you engage with people, and so much so that maybe because of who they are in society, you overextend yourself, you pardon them a lot overly, you fail to be who you are with an ordinary man. But because this one carries a certain status, uyatatazela manje awusaboni kahle yazini unuka kamnandi lapho ukwenza dizi ubona amabhilidi limayakayaka. Not because you don't know what you want, but because now you have to articulate what you want to this person who has so many options. Because they've got so many options by virtue of the status they have, the money they have, the looks they have. You therefore deem yourself a bit undeserving and inferior of them, and you so want to badly cling on to them. For you, it has to work no maganjan, because you're what? Out of 1,000 million followers that he has on Instagram, he DM'd me. You overvalue such things, and you all of a sudden become someone different. How karabona? We know you want to date monogamous people. All of a sudden you are for polygamy. You, a whole you, because it's being proposed by this other person who is a national treasure, who is a breadwinner in his home, who is, and because of that, when you feel the need to cut corners with the things that you want, the things that you need, the bargain preferences that you have, because now who is in the party? National treasure. Right? So I used to have that back then, and maybe in subtle ways recently, but now because I can label it, it's very easy to pinpoint it. Scarcity mentality, where you feel like, you know what, even when this person texts, or if this person says, are you available? I need to avail myself. Because what? He's got so many options. If it's not me, it's another girl from Soweto. Henga says, but if I don't grab on this opportunity with people, guys, not with people, with careers, with progressive people, you can't be doing that with people. I had that. I had to unlearn that very quickly. Okay, very late, but yeah, you know what I mean. Oksala, I unlearned. Where you think I'm never gonna get one that's like this, even when it doesn't go well. Guys, my skin, flashlight. Even when it doesn't go well, you go above and beyond to make it go well. Even when there's clearly things that are put there to make you getting unattractive to this kind of setup, when you convince yourself that you want it and you're gonna handle it, and you start handling, next thing you are handling a whole lot of things that were never even close to what you wanted initially. Because when you thought, I'm never gonna meet this kind of person. Now, one thing I've learned, the people I was attracting after I did my healing. So I did my healing during lockdown. Healing at the time for me was mommy and daddy issues, right? And I say that because they reflected in my relationships at the time, right? So I needed to address that. And then from there, I saw my relationships improve. Even after healing, I still attracted people whom had, triggers that came along with them and all of that. There's still things I got wrong. But let me tell you, whoever I attracted in 2020, the next person after them was so much better, So I can never say the one that I'm meeting now is the ceiling. There's no above him. I can never say that because I've seen in my life where the kind of people whom were potentials and it didn't work out for some reason, or we broke up, it worked out for a while, or whoever came after was a better version. And that is because I did the work on myself. I didn't think the problem was me. I acknowledged the roles that I played. I acknowledged the mistakes that I made. I acknowledged the things that I needed to work on, worked on them until the next person. Same thing so you can never tell me that for as long as I'm living and breathing and I can do things to me and I can grow. And because when you do things to you, you also change your lens. You look at things differently. You want different things. You're able to spot certain things quicker than other. You will naturally attract different kinds of men. There's someone who's better than who you think is the it thing now. And amid heartbreak, you don't see that. When you go through my because of a person, you can't see all of that. When you think, oh God, I can't let go because there's no that. But there is. I've seen it in my life. So I've had to understand that is the it thing. There was someone when I was in grade 9 who I thought was the it thing. Today, I've seen better. So same here. Maybe when I'm 25, I'll realize, you cried for. No, say just look at you now, So I can never think now that there's no one better than whom I'm exposed to at that particular time. No ways. So those are the things that I have learned. Let me see. So yes, those are the things that I have learned, and I felt, let me share with people, let's have a conversation, it's not wrong to want to be in a relationship with someone who is having a particular status in society. It's not wrong at all. And in fact, that could work for you. It could turn out very good for you. It's not wrong. But remember, you are not dating the version of them that is getting shown on Netflix and is in a movie that won an award. You are dating the holistic version of them. That includes the human version of them, imperfect character traits, imperfect whatever. So when you avail yourself to say, I'm going to date this person, may it please be far beyond what you see on Netflix. May it please be far beyond what you see on the pitch or on Instagram or how they spend in a club. Because at the end of the day, the kind of person you need to exist with as a life partner or a potential life partner is someone who has layers and layers to them. Don't conclude your fate ka layer 1 or layer 2, So engage, thoroughly engage. Have you seen them when they are angry? Busy mola when busy. O tlaimana lebo le pasa, o tlaimana lebo mama. Hey, o tlaimana lebo maleka, o tlaimana lebo. And then you've never seen them when they're angry, when they're under pressure. Yeah, when issues hitting the fan, you've never seen them. And then you say you want them. Oh, one thing. I'm being honest, the king's also one thing. It's like people who say, oh, I'm gonna catch strays for this. It's like people who randomly throw in the term "I miss you." we've never spoken. Seriously. Like, you and I have never spoken anything beyond small talk. Umesangi. What are you missing? Like, we've never had engagements where it's mentally stimulating. Engagements where I'm growing and you are growing. Engagements where there's insight. You're showing me things I've never seen. Hey, we've never had engagements where I'm realizing, wow, you can be vulnerable. Oh my God, you're caring so much. You chose to open up. Oh my God, you taught me. And then you miss me. You don't miss me. It's okay to say you have a crush on me, and that's okay. Same here. I can't go around claiming I want to be in a relationship with whoever because of what I've seen, only what I've seen in their best version. Awuni perhaps. Sharp fere is